As Xiao Linger and Lin Chen faced danger, Li Zhenhan suddenly burst forth, instantly breaking the deadlock and overpowering the other swordsman. Although Xiao Linger was a genius swordsman of the Xianyuan sword sect, she lacked practical experience. After all, she used to follow behind Li Zhenhan, and no matter how strong the opponent was, they would be cut down by Li Zhenhan's sword, with no danger of losing her life. Xiao Linger became arrogant again when Li Zhenhan seizes the immortal sword and gives it to her. Should she refuse? Nah, she shouldn't. After all, Brother Lin Chen doesn't have a suitable immortal sword yet, especially since this immortal sword is highly compatible with Brother Lin Chen. If Brother Lin Chen can refine it, his strength will definitely increase greatly. For Brother Lin Chen's sake, she'll grudgingly forgive his previous rudeness of asking for his sword intent insights back. Li Zhenhan's sword intent is overwhelming. His strength is unparalleled. Moreover, his moves are particularly dazzling, with big moves appearing at every turn. In just a short while, 1/3 of the swordsmen were severely injured and fled. Li Zhenhan's high profile naturally attracted the joint efforts of the other swordsmen. Instantly, Li Zhenhan was targeted by all the swordsmen and fell into a dangerous situation. "Senior Brother Li, I'm here to help you," the white-clad female swordswoman, Li Wanner, shouted charmingly. Facing thousands of sword lights, she showed no fear and stood firmly in front of Li Zhenhan, fighting alongside him. Originally, the swordsmen of the Xianyuan sword sect and the Li family were somewhat hesitant. After all, they all wanted the immortal sword and didn't really want to help Li Zhenhan seize it. But seeing Li Wanner risking her life to help, they had no choice but to join the fight. Otherwise, when the elders questioned them, they'd be labeled as those who abandoned someone in danger, and that would be troublesome. "Senior Brother Li, I'm also here to help." "Eldest brother, young master, we're here." With the support, Li Zhenhan's sword moves became increasingly invincible. He had the potential to overpower the entire field. "Linger, should we go help him?" Lin Chen hesitated. Xiao Linger snorted. "Why would we? He took back the things he gave me before. Miser, let him die." "Wanner, hide behind me. I'll handle everything." Li Zhenhan told Li Wanner to stay behind him. He faced a group of swordsmen alone, watching Li Zhenhan enter a calm state, wielding his sword and taking flight. His tall and upright figure, which intimidated the entire field with his own power, left Li Wanner mesmerized. Then, she looked at Xiao Linger, feeling a little shy. She sighed, knowing that Li Zhenhan was working so hard to get the immortal sword for Xiao Linger to use. Even if Xiao Linger didn't like it, Li Zhenhan would have no complaints. If only I were Xiao Linger, Li Wanner thought. She had had a crush on this family's pride since childhood, and an accident left her with unforgettable and beautiful memories with him. Even though he preferred internal sword Dao when he was young, in order to get closer to Li Zhenhan, she chose the external sword Dao. But when Li Wanner also entered the Xianyuan sword sect with outstanding talent and external sword lineage, she found that Li Zhenhan had always been following behind a little girl. He treated her with all kinds of kindness and love, while she could only watch his figure from behind. She envied Xiao Linger for having all of Li Zhenhan's love. The battle of swordsmen was always swift. Li Zhenhan seized the immortal sword amidst countless sword lights. He held it high above his head and declared, "The immortal sword has been taken by Li. If anyone dares to attack me again, don't blame me for killing them." At this moment, Li Zhenhan was covered in sword wounds and his robe was stained with blood, but his gaze was incomparably awe-inspiring. Wherever his eyes fell, no one dared to challenge him. The sensible swordsmen cupped their fists, then turned to the next treasure battlefield. Li Zhenhan lowered the immortal sword and looked at Xiao Linger. Xiao Linger's heart leaped with joy and subconsciously she was about to greet him. But remembering that Li Zhenhan had taken back his sword intent insights, she pulled a long face. When Li Zhenhan was about to use the immortal sword to please Xiao Linger, he was stopped by Gu Qian. "Bro, haven't you figured it out yet? He takes your kindness for granted. If you give her the immortal sword, she will turn around and give it to her beloved Lin Chen. What you need to do now is to break this habit of hers and let her know. The reason you were good to her before was because you saw her as a rational person. Since she likes Lin Chen now, let Lin Chen give her nice things. But that trash Lin Chen will only suck her dry. He'll hide treasures for himself. When she realizes her mistake, she'll come back to you and stick to you." Li Zhenhan sighed. He wasn't a fool and naturally understood that he couldn't keep trying to please her unconditionally. It was just that his feelings for Xiao Linger were too deep. In short, he had given too much and it had become a habit. "Now, I'll give the immortal sword to Wanner," Li Zhenhan asked. "That's right, Li Wanner, this woman stood up for you, risking her life in your moment of danger. Such a woman, even if you don't like her, you can't owe her anything." For Gu Qian, a woman like Li Wanner was definitely one of them. A pity she was Li Zhenhan's. Li Wanner stood in the air, wiping the blood from the corner of her mouth. She quietly watched Li Zhenhan's back. She knew that Li Zhenhan would give the hard-earned immortal sword to Xiao Linger. She really wanted to say that Xiao Linger had just stood by and watched. "She didn't care about you. You shouldn't be so good to her. But, perhaps in Li Jinhan's eyes, she was the outsider. Just as she lowered her eyes, a sword with brilliant starlight appeared in front of her eyes. Waner, thank you. Li Jinhan, covered in blood, handed the sword to Li Waner, slightly turning his head, revealing a smile that was as gentle as a spring breeze. Li Waner was instantly stunned. In her eyes, there was no sword, only Li Jinhan's eyes smiling at her. Ah, me, senior brother Li. Is this immortal sword for me to keep? Li Waner was somewhat incoherent. Li Jinhan shook his head. Thank you for just now. This immortal sword is a gift for you. Li Waner's brain crashed. For a moment, she was stunned. It's really for me. It's a gift from senior brother Li. After reacting, Li Waner quickly declined. No, senior brother Li. This is too precious. Waner doesn't dare accept it. The disciples of the Xianyuan sword sect and the Li family were dumbfounded. Did I see wrong? The eldest brother fought for this immortal sword not to give it to junior sister Linger, although it wasn't for me. Waner is also a member of the Li family. It's 100 times better than giving it to that unappreciative woman. Xiao Linger, I'm not from the Li family, but I also think the eldest brother did the right thing. Waner stepped up without hesitation when the eldest brother was in danger. She is 100 times better than someone who only knew how to watch from the sidelines. At first, I thought senior brother Li was going to give the treasure to Xiao Linger, who would then pass it on to that trash Lin Chen. I felt very uncomfortable, but if it's for junior sister Waner, it's much better. Waner is not only beautiful, she also knows how to give back. Facing the surrounding swordsman's discussion, Xiao Linger's face turned red. She glared at Li Jinhan fiercely, turned around and left. This time this young lady will never forgive you. Xiao Linger felt extremely awkward. In the past, senior brother Li would always give her the best things. But what's going on now? He not only took back his sword in 10 insights but also gave the immortal sword she had set her eyes on to another woman. Xiao Linger was filled with grievances and anger, and left without looking back. Lin Chen was a little disappointed. He glanced regretfully at the immortal sword in Li Waner's hand. If Li Jinhan had given it to Xiao Linger would probably give it to him. What a pity. Li Jinhan forced the immortal sword into Li Waner's hand. It was a slap in Xiao Linger's face. Senior brother Li, it was my duty to help. We are both from the Li family and disciples of the same sword sect. Li Jinhan wasn't good at wording gifts. It was Gu Qian who told him what to say. Waner, actually, I gave you the immortal sword to invite you to join a team to explore the alien continent together. Li Jinhan threw an olive branch to Li Waner on behalf of Gu Qian, afraid that Li Waner would refuse. Li Jinhan said again, quickly refine it. Brother Gu wants to fight for a supreme treasure, and we need to go help as soon as possible. Gu Qian's gaze was fixed on the World Tree, the top-tier sacred treasure other than the divine ones. The World Tree had an astonishing creation for the ancient holy body, which could greatly stimulate the true power of the ancient holy body. In the original story, the World Tree was obtained by Yi Hao, who used the evil treasure of the Xian Tian Divine Palace to enter the Left Path realm. Through Gu Qian's ancient immortal destiny eye, he discovered that Yi Hao was grabbing other treasures, probably planning to seize the World Tree after he got most of the treasures, and then run away using the Xian Tian Divine Palace. Yi Hao was very powerful, and had already risen up. Even Gu Kun, who possessed the ancient holy body, had been defeated by him twice. He had indeed become much stronger after not seeing him for more than a year. Gu Qian knew that without using his trump cards, he would definitely not be able to defeat Yi Hao. And if he used his trump cards, Yi Hao still had the Xian Tian Divine Palace on him. So the Xian Tian Divine Venerable would not let Yi Hao get into a desperate situation. If they couldn't beat him, he could definitely run away. He had to think of a way to prevent him from getting the World Tree and make him waste a chance to use the Xian Tian Divine Palace to escape. Soon, Li Jinhan and Li Waner arrived at Gu Qian's side. Brother Gu, do you want the World Tree? Li Jinhan looked at the seedling that was emitting the fluctuations of the world's rules. Don't rush. Let's go help Lu Rian seize the Black Lotus of Destruction first. Gu Qian saw that the battle for the World Tree was still very intense. A group of human geniuses, pure-blooded creatures, and descendants of ancient immortals and gods were engaged in a decisive battle, and it was impossible to tell who would win anytime soon. On the other side, the battlefield of the Black Lotus of Destruction, where Lu Rian was equally intense. As a sacred treasure, the Black Lotus of Destruction, although not comparable to the World Tree, was also a congenital spiritual root. It could not only help its owner comprehend the Tao of Destruction, but also came with the Destruction Lotus formation, a super-killing formation. Its power was unparalleled, and it defied the heavens. Lu Rian was the most outstanding talent in the 3000 Daos, and was on par with Li Jinhan, ranking among the strongest. Moreover, Li Jinhan's cultivation was only at the peak of the Enshu realm, while Lu Rian had already reached the Engine realm. so Lu Ruyan had a high probability of seizing the Black Lotus of Destruction. Gu Qian wasn't worried about the other geniuses. He was worried that powerful beings would interfere in the fight among the geniuses from the shadows. Ruyan, we are here to help you. Gu Qian gave Lu Ruyan a divine sense transmission. With Gu Qian's transmission, Lu Ruyan felt more confident. The clarity of the ice field within her body, amplified by the immortal pearl above her head, unleashed vast beams of extreme cold and indiscriminate attacks. The clear ice field was the power of extreme Yin, possessing ultra-low temperature destructive force. And Lu Ruyan, at a mere 100 years of age, possessed such cultivation, which shocked the faces of her peers. A pure-blooded Juyan with white hair and bare feet believed his flesh body to be unparalleled. He forcefully confronted the extreme cold beam with his physical body. But after only 3 seconds, Zhu Yan's face changed drastically, and he retreated crazily. When he reached a safe distance, he forcefully smashed his arms together, and his 2 thick arms shattered directly into ice fragments. Good. Zhu Yan roared at Lu Ruyan, his roar filled with anger and pain. Even Zhu Yan was in such a state, so the other creatures were even more miserable. As long as they were grazed by the extreme cold beam, their bodies would directly necrotize, and even their life force would be frozen. What was even more terrifying was that some people whose physical bodies were frozen to death couldn't even escape with their spirits. So strong. How is this possible? It hasn't been long since he broke through the Enju realm. How did he reach the Engine realm? No. We must join forces. The other geniuses immediately reached a consensus. First to defeat Lu Ruyan, Gu Qian and the others arrived at Lu Ruyan's side. After seizing the Black Lotus of Destruction, follow my orders. Gu Qian pointed a finger at Lu Ruyan's brow, transferring the heaven ceiling and earth-locking pagoda over. Li Zhenhan's eyes fell on a black-clad man. His cheeks had black scales, and he had horns on his head. This person's strength is probably for me to handle. Gu Qian looked at the black-clad man and recognized his identity. The pure-blooded evil dragon. The dragon clan was already powerful, and the pure-blooded dragon clan possessed unparalleled true dragon bloodline supernatural powers, and the evil dragon fed on pure-blooded dragons. Just standing there, he gave people the feeling that he wanted to destroy everything. Through the ancient immortal destiny eye, Gu Qian discovered that the evil dragon had no destiny pillar, just a ferocious black dragon that defied the heavens, defied the Tao, and defied fate. Li Zhenhan was no match for him, and Gu Qian could foresee Li Zhenhan's defeat. But it didn't matter. He just needed to stall him. Gu Qian stared at the evil dragon, a greed that had never been seen before emerging in his eyes. Even when he saw the Black Lotus of Destruction, the World Tree, or even the Divine Pearl, Gu Qian's eyes were very calm. Only for this evil dragon did Gu Qian want to absorb his evil dragon destiny. Because the evil dragon was born a strange creature that defied the heavens, outside the control of the Tao of Heaven. Even if he killed countless beings, it would not cause the Tao of Heaven to descend the thunder of world extinction. And if he could obtain the evil dragon destiny and guard his own destiny pillar, then killing the child of destiny would be as easy as killing a chicken, even if he killed one. So what? The evil dragon was born for destruction. Treasures had spirits. Gu Qian could sense that the Black Lotus of Destruction wanted to choose a master, and it was this evil dragon. But the Black Lotus of Destruction hesitated. If it chose the evil dragon as its master, it would be under the scrutiny of the heavens in the future. It might be killed by the heavenly tribulation. Gu Qian retracted his greedy gaze. He couldn't kill him for the time being, so he should seize the Black Lotus of Destruction first. There would be opportunities in the future. Gu Qian didn't take action and stayed on the fringes. Li Zhenhan would stall him. The evil dragon saw that no one could confront Lu Ruyan's clear ice field head-on. Damn it. How much energy does she have in her body? Lu Ruyan slowly floated towards the Black Lotus of Destruction, with the immortal pearl above her head releasing countless extreme cold beams hidden in the dark, ready to strike. The other cultivators were unable to get close at all, and they couldn't enter the subspace. So all the geniuses could only watch as Lu Ruyan approached the Black Lotus of Destruction. Whoosh! Just at this moment, a ray of cold light shot straight towards Lu Ruyan's brow. It was an arrow that had traversed most of the battlefield, killing dozens of creatures. The swordsman passed through the rainbow, and the creature that was shot exploded into a cloud of blood mist. The swordsman absorbed it and became even more powerful. A powerful figure from outside the field had made a move. It should be an enemy of the Taisha Immortal Dynasty. Otherwise, they would not violate the basic rules and attack a junior genius. Could it be that the Taisha Immortal Dynasty was out of people? In the sky, the old monster of the Taisha Immortal Dynasty made a move. He pointed his finger, and a world-destroying beam of light burst out. But in the dark, there were other powerful beings who prevented the old monster of the Taisha Immortal Dynasty from attacking. Then, The elder of the ancient clan also made a move, preventing the other powerful beings from preventing the old monster of the Taishur immortal dynasty from attacking. The powerful beings who were at odds with the ancient clan also made a move, preventing the clan leader of the ancient clan from stopping the other powerful beings from preventing the old monster of the Taishur immortal dynasty from attacking. And the powerful beings of the enemy's lineage of the ancient clan attacked again, one link after another. In just an instant, a group of powerful beings had engaged in a chaotic battle. The arrow had already reached Lu Rian's eyes and was about to pierce through her brow, strangling a peerless talent, violating the rules. How could I let you succeed? A cold, eerie voice exploded in all the creature's ears. Time seemed to be frozen. Only a pair of pure white jade-like hands tore open the chaotic subspace. A finger from the hand made contact with the tip of the arrow. In an instant, an indescribable annihilation power devoured everything. The arrow transformed into a group of the tiniest transcendent particles and dissipated in the world. The hands returned to the subspace, and the space returned to calm. The next moment, golden blood rained down from the sky. One could vaguely hear the wails of countless creatures. The surging life energy transformed into clouds and rained down. A powerful being perished. Advancing life. The powerful being that took action had fallen. Who took action? All beings were shocked. In just an instant, a powerful being in the earthly realm had been killed. Therefore, the cultivation of the being who took action must be at least in the ancient immortal realm or even the eternal life realm. All the beings knew that the powerful being in the earthly realm who had fallen was the one who had attacked Lu Rian, because he had violated the rules. Relying on his high cultivation, he had attacked the junior and wanted to strangle them in the cradle. He had taken a chance. He thought that the real giants were all chasing after the artifacts and had entered the alien continent. But he had not expected that there was still Gu Qian in the dark. Gu Qian had foreseen this. In the original story, there was a powerful being who wanted to attack Yi Hao, but was killed by the being who maintained the rules. This was the basic rule of the 3000 Aos. All experts above the divine abyss realm needed to abide by it. If you attack a junior, then I will definitely retaliate. This will create a vicious cycle. You would casually kill the successors that your own lineage had painstakingly nurtured and invested countless resources in, without waiting for them to rise. Therefore, everyone had the right to punish those powerful beings who attacked juniors. While everyone was distracted by the anomalies in the sky, Gu Qian took out a golden rope and lassoed it towards the Black Lotus of Destruction. When the others reacted, they all attacked to stop him, but they were repelled by the immortal pearl on Lu Rian's head. With Lu Rian's strength, as long as no accident happened, seizing the Black Lotus of Destruction was a sure thing. Now, with the help of Gu Qian and Li Zhenhan, she quickly took the Black Lotus of Destruction into her hands. The Black Lotus of Destruction had been obtained, but it still needed to be refined before it could completely belong to Lu Rian. The Black Lotus of Destruction was a sacred treasure, and refining it was very difficult. Gu Qian sacrificed that top-grade immortal chi-level immortal binding rope to firmly trap the Black Lotus of Destruction, allowing it to be easily refined by Lu Rian. However, the immortal binding rope was corroded by the destruction power of the Black Lotus of Destruction, turning completely black. It was obviously ruined. "Thank you, brother." Lu Rian stepped on the Black Lotus of Destruction, her face filled with joy. In a treasure battlefield in the distance, Yi Hao saw the scene and his face turned extremely twisted with anger. "Bitch." In the depths of the Stone Sea, the Xian Tian Divine Venerable reminded Yi Hao that the fight for the World Tree was coming to an end. "Don't worry about a woman anymore. She has nothing to do with you. Cultivation is the most important thing." After initially refining the Black Lotus of Destruction, Lu Rian's strength increased again. Seeing that Li Zhenhan was still fighting to the death with the evil dragon, Gu Qian told Lu Rian to go and help. "Miss Rian, you don't have to help. This is Li's fight." Li Zhenhan was now fighting with the evil dragon with all his might. Lu Rian turned her gaze towards Gu Qian, asking what Gu Qian meant. Gu Qian was speechless. These geniuses were too fond of individualism. The World Tree was more important, and they could fight anytime. Then, Gu Qian took Lu Rian and directly attacked the evil dragon. "Bro, if we can gang up, why fight alone?" Li Zhenhan, who was still fighting to the death with the evil dragon, was stunned. At this time, the evil dragon had not yet revealed his true form, which showed that he was still able to handle Li Zhenhan with ease. But when facing Lu Rian's clear ice field, which possessed the power of destruction, his expression also changed. He did not dare to confront it head-on. Ice Plane's face also changed. Not daring to take the hit head-on, he quickly retreated, pulling Li Zhenhan with him, heading straight for the World Tree. The World Tree battlefield was already at its peak. Yi Hao was also lurking, waiting for the right moment. As soon as a weakness appeared, He would seize the World Tree and then use the profound Heaven Divine Palace to escape directly into the Left Path world. Heh, keep fighting. The World Tree is mine in the end. Yi Hao suddenly remembered something. Wasn't there a treasure bead containing the power of destruction that Senior got before? Could it be thrown at Gukuin and Lu Ruyan? For Gukuin and Lu Ruyan, Yi Hao wished he could tear their flesh and skin them alive. Although his greatest hatred was for Gu Qian, he knew very well that he was no match for Gu Qian yet. But being able to kill Gu Qian's dear son and that bitch, he could consider that payback. Deep within the Sea of Stone, the profound Heaven Divine Venerable spoke. Yi Hao, Gu Qian spared your life back then. Why do you have to seek revenge? Regarding Gu Qian, the profound Heaven Divine Venerable didn't know his purpose, but he didn't dislike him. A cunning and calculating hero whose future achievements were limitless. If it were any other powerful individual, they would have killed Yi Hao at all costs to seize the profound Heaven Divine Palace. Gu Qian was able to ignore the temptation of the profound Heaven Divine Palace, and what he saw was himself, which shows that this man had vision and perspective. The profound Heaven Divine Venerable knew that Gu Qian wanted to invest in him. After all, as the master of the profound Heaven Divine Palace, even if only a wisp of his soul remained, if he had a chance to rise, he would definitely soar to the top. Hearing what the profound Heaven Divine Venerable said, Yi Hao became increasingly dissatisfied, believing that the profound Heaven Divine Venerable was actually very tempted by the conditions Gu Qian had offered back then, to leave himself a way out. If he couldn't make it, he would abandon himself and turn to Gu Qian. But what Yi Hao didn't know was, the profound Heaven Divine Palace, located deep within his Sea of Stone, would autonomously perceive everything around it, including Yi Hao's thoughts, and the profound Heaven Divine Venerable, as the master of the profound Heaven Divine Palace, naturally knew what Yi Hao was thinking, and became increasingly disappointed in Yi Hao. Gukuin can't be killed. Then Lu Ruyan used a sacred artifact to trap us back then, willingly becoming Gu Qian's pawn. This grudge must be avenged. Yi Hao didn't give up, his venomous gaze fixed on Lu Ruyan. The profound Heaven Divine Venerable sighed. Have you forgotten the feelings you once had? Yi Hao sneered. Feelings? She was trying to kill me. I clearly gave so much for her. Even gave her the incomparably precious Shanhuang essence. But what did she do? She actually willingly gave her purity to an old geezer. His age is enough to be her great-great-grandfather. Senior, will you help me avenge this? Yi Hao asked tentatively. Yi Hao is unrighteous. You can't be unjust, and the big treasure bead should be kept for a critical moment. We are about to enter the Left Path world, and will face countless unknown dangers. The profound Heaven Divine Venerable earnestly advised. Not wanting to see Yi Hao blinded by hatred, Yi Hao remained silent, with an answer already in his heart. He was already certain that the profound Heaven Divine Venerable definitely wanted to leave himself a way out, that he had wasted so much effort finding the heavenly treasures to reshape his body. But he was a fence-sitter. If he couldn't rely on himself anymore, he would turn to Gu Qian. Knowing what Yi Hao was thinking, the profound Heaven Divine Venerable became even more disappointed, but could only pretend not to know. Through what happened with Lu Ruyan, the profound Heaven Divine Venerable also saw that there was a problem with Yi Hao's character, and that he had no respect for women. Why is it that you have several women, but Lu Ruyan is just no longer a virgin, and you can't accept it? All you talk about is benefits and resources. I guess the reason he was with Lu Ruyan was because he was drawn to Lu Ruyan's background, physique, and looks. Otherwise, if he truly loved her, how could he abandon her? In Yi Hao's heart, a seed of suspicion was planted against the profound Heaven Divine Venerable. The profound Heaven Divine Venerable also planted a seed of disappointment in Yi Hao. When disappointment reached a certain point, he would leave Yi Hao, and that was what Gu Qian truly wanted to see. Instead of forcing the profound Heaven Divine Venerable to leave Yi Hao, it was better to let him abandon Yi Hao on his own. Before long, the profound Heaven Divine Venerable seized an opportunity. It's now! Yi Hao used the Kunpeng Divine Art, with a pair of Kunpeng Divine Wings manifesting behind him, instantly reaching the World Tree. It's mine! Yi Hao was overjoyed, but at the same time, under Gu Qian's orders, Lu Ruyan unleashed the heaven sealing and earth-locking pagoda. Countless static runes burst out from Lu Ruyan's purple mansion, filling the entire world. At the same time, the black lotus of contempt under her feet, in coordination with the celestial pearl above her head, released thousands of beams of light. The geniuses who were originally fighting for the World Tree were already exhausted. Now, they were helpless against Yi Hao's sudden appearance before the World Tree and Lu Ruyan's powerful lockdown of the world. Seeing this familiar scene, Yi Hao couldn't help but think of more than a year ago, when he was used by Gu Qian and Lu Ruyan was trapped by him. Senior, run! Yi Hao was shocked. This time, Lu Ruyan was using the heaven sealing and earth locking pagoda from a distance, and it wouldn't be difficult to escape. but the world tree was surrounded by world rules, and he would need another second or two to grab it. But in that second or two, the heaven sealing and earth locking pagoda would complete its closure. The profound heaven divine venerable sighed. They probably discovered us in secret a long time ago. Otherwise it wouldn't be so coincidental. Yihao was unwilling. But the world tree. Let's go. The profound heaven divine venerable activated the profound heaven divine palace, releasing a brilliant divine light. Just before the countless runes of the heaven sealing and earth locking pagoda were about to close, they broke through space and instantly entered an alien continent. The sudden scene left the other geniuses somewhat clueless. However, they were unwilling to be trapped by Lu Ruyan. They all attacked, blasting the heaven sealing and earth locking pagoda. A man, bare-chested, with his black hair dancing wildly, his entire body flowing with various treasure lights. He made a heaven-supporting gesture, his body rapidly growing taller. Soon, he reached 10,000 John, holding up the heaven sealing and earth locking pagoda. He roared repeatedly, his surging blood energy surging. But no matter how hard he tried, he couldn't break through the double lock of the heaven sealing and earth locking pagoda and the black lotus of destruction. Instead, he was frozen through by Lu Ruyan's extremely cold destructive beam of light. The young clan leader of the battle clan was in pain. His body deflated like a punctured balloon, quickly returning to the size of an ordinary person. There were many bloody holes in his body. If it wasn't for his strong physical body, he would have already been annihilated by the limpid blades and the power of destruction. So strange. The young clan leader of the battle clan looked at Lu Ruyan, his eyes filled with strong fear and also a strong desire to fight. Gu Qian's goal had been achieved, successfully preventing Yihao from obtaining the opportunity. So next, it would depend on whether they could seize the world tree. Brother Qian has already helped me seize the black lotus of destruction. I must help Brother Qian seize the world tree. Lu Ruyan made up her mind. Brother, go ahead and seize the world tree. I'll cover you. Lu Ruyan shouted to Gu Qian, and then attacked even more ruthlessly. Countless beams of light bloomed from the celestial pearl above her head, suppressing the geniuses within the heaven sealing and earth locking pagoda, preventing them from approaching the world tree. They had already gone through a fierce battle, and were suppressed for a time. Gu Qian arrived outside the world tree, raised his hand, and took out a talisman, activating it, before setting off. Gu Qian had prepared early, knowing there would be a world tree, so he prepared a high-level talisman for sealing. But under the sealing talisman, there was also a terrifying destruction talisman hidden. The sealing talisman was a backup plan. To prevent any accidents, the world tree was indeed high level. But now it was just a sapling. As the talisman was activated, the power of the rules protecting the world tree were smoothed out. Just as Gu Qian was about to put the world tree into his storage ring, finally, a hidden creature could no longer hold back. A white light flashed, and the world tree had already disappeared from its original spot. Its speed was astonishing. What a terrifying speed. Could it be a powerful being who made a move? Not the divine beast Di Jian. It is said that Di Jian can travel 70,000 miles with one flap of its wings, and 80,000 miles with 4 wings. How cunning. Good at forbearance. Who would have thought that the final owner of the world tree would actually be him? Looking at the empty space in front of him, Gu Qian silently withdrew his hand. His gaze turned to the white light shuttling through the heaven sealing and earth locking pagoda. His eyes calm. I was waiting for you. With Lu Ruyan activating it, the power of the heaven sealing and earth locking pagoda was limited. At this time, the runes were dimming, and it seemed like it wouldn't last much longer. But Lu Ruyan grit her teeth and persisted. It was clear that Brother Qian was about to get it, but she didn't expect the Di Jiang to appear halfway, intercepting the world tree. You beast, die. Lu Ruyan's celestial pearl changed its target, and countless beams of light shot towards the white light. The power of the beams was terrifying, but they couldn't even touch Di Jiang's tail. Ruyan, close the heaven sealing and earth locking pagoda. Let him leave. Gu Qian said. If the heaven sealing and earth locking pagoda was maintained, not only would Lu Ruyan be backlashed, but the heaven sealing and earth locking pagoda would also be damaged. Even if it was a sacred artifact, if the user's strength was insufficient, it would also cause irreversible damage to the sacred artifact itself. Lu Ruyan sighed, no longer forcing it. She released the lockdown of the heaven sealing and earth locking pagoda. The next moment, Di Jiang transformed into a white light, headed straight for the left path world. Thank you, young lord of the ancient clan, for the treasure. Before leaving, Di Jiang didn't forget to mock Gu Qian. Faced with Di Jiang, who possessed extreme speed, the other geniuses, even if they used all their trump cards, were unable to stop him. Gu Qian led Lu Ruyan and Li Zhenhan, also chasing after him, entering the mist. Only then did Gu Qian reveal a smile. No need to thank me. I should be thanking you. Earlier, Gu Qian was thinking about a problem. After obtaining the world tree, how would he enter the left path world safely under the siege of others? And now the problem was solved. Di Jiang possessed extreme speed, which could allow him to shake off all his competitors after seizing the world tree. As for how to take back the world tree, Gu Qian had already made arrangements. Earlier, when sealing the world tree, Gu Qian placed a sealing talisman on the trunk. But that was not all. In addition to the sealing talisman, there was also a destruction talisman hidden under the sealing talisman. On the way to chase Di Jian, Lu Rian was somewhat remorseful. I'm sorry, Brother Qian. I couldn't help you seize the world tree. Gu Qian didn't care, revealing a pampering expression. You can't do that next time. In my heart, you are more important than any artifact. Lu Rian's heart was warm. Got it. Gu Qian told Lu Rian to restore her strength first. The previous battle had depleted much of Lu Rian's limpid blades, and she needed to recover to her peak as soon as possible. Seeing Gu Qian and Lu Rian's affectionate looks, Li Zhenhan felt extremely envious. Immortality. Do you think little sister and Lin Chen being alone, could they further develop into a Taoist couple? Li Zhenhan was very worried. After all, first come, first served. Li Zhenhan was very uneasy. To let Xiaoling stay with Lin Chen, you can rest assured. Previous tests have already confirmed that little sister has you in her heart, and you are very important in her heart. And after some tests, she definitely has no intention of falling in love with Lin Chen now. But Gu Qian paused. After all, when the male and female leads are together, how can they not encounter accidents? As long as there are a few more heroic rescues, the female lead will brainlessly fall in love with the male lead, and will be completely devoted. Li Zhenhan's heart tightened. But what? Gu Qian shook his head. Let's see how things go. Anyway, you and little sister are often alone, and there has been no progress. In the left path world, submerged in the white mist of the void, it was necessary to be 12 times more careful. According to the original story, the left path world was a chaotic world, which did not have a stable situation like the 3,000 Dao provinces. The mainstream creatures were still humans, mostly practicing evil ways. For example, beast taming, insect taming, especially insect taming. What Gu Qian was most impressed with was that there was a large family in the left path world, whose rise was very rapid, relying on insect taming to grow bigger and stronger. The head of that family was a talent, very strong, marrying a large number of women, from young girls to old monsters. He wouldn't let any of them go, and many of them were not even human, not even demons. But to be fair, that guy's wives were all very beautiful. Gu Qian suspected that that guy was either a Yu Lao sacred body or a Cupid divine body. Several days later, according to the connection between him and Fu Lu, he found a mountain range. On the highest peak of this mountain range, Di Jiang's gaze turned to Gu Qian and his companions. As vigilant as he was able to keenly perceive that there was a problem with the talisman attached to the world tree. So he never dared to tear it off. Young lord of the ancient clan. Good tactics. Borrowing my hand to seize the world tree. Good plan. Good plan. Di Jiang's voice did not match his appearance, sounding like the voice of an infant. When Lu Rian saw Di Jiang, she immediately activated the celestial pearl. The black lotus mark between her eyebrows also transformed into the black lotus of destruction. Li Zhenhan and Li Wan held their arrows, surrounding Di Jiang from both sides. Di Jiang scoffed. Even if your numbers are 10 times greater, if I don't want to, none of you can touch me. If it wasn't for the talisman on the world tree, why would he have to wait again? He always thought that the young lord of the ancient clan was blinded by women. Now it seemed like it was all a disguise. Di Jiang stared at Gu Qian, slowly speaking. Gu Qian had his hands behind his back, flying towards Di Jiang. Let's make a deal. The world tree is crucial to me. Di Jiang sat on the top of the mountain, squatting like a canine beast. Gu Qian also arrived at the mountain, confronting Di Jiang, slowly speaking. The world tree is dispensable to me. Hearing this, Di Jiang giggled. Dispensable. Di Jiang made a strange laugh. Do you think you are the young lord of the ancient clan, that you don't even care about the world tree? Gu Qian really didn't care about the world tree. For the geniuses, the world tree sapling was incredibly precious, and could provide enormous help on their path to growth. But Gu Qian was not a genius. If the world tree could reach the growth stage or the mature stage, Gu Qian would be interested. As for the sapling, sorry. Gu Qian, as a great power in the Saint Realm, was no longer a genius. At this time, Gu Qian's main body was looking for the greatest creation of the world that Yi Hao had come for. Everything else was just icing on the cake. If he had it, he had it. If he didn't, he wouldn't care. Moreover, For Gu Qian, the destroyed world tree was most beneficial to the enhancement of the primordial desolate sacred body. After all, he possessed extremely high intelligence. Naturally, he did not believe that Gu Qian was not interested in the world tree sapling. The reason why he said that must be that he had a bigger plan, or that he wanted to make him relax his vigilance and then launch a sneak attack. Young Lord Gu, let's make a deal. In Di Jiang's chaotic head, there were two balls of light, which were his eyes, staring at Gu Qian. Gu Qian nodded. Be my follower. Di Jiang immediately refused. Impossible. Let me finish. Gu Qian was displeased. Di Jiang still refused. It's fine to make a move for you, but I cannot follow a human, even if it's only temporary. My arrogance. Before Di Jiang could finish speaking, a terrifying roar came from the world tree in front of him. Shocking him, the 4 pairs of snow-white wings behind him flapped, instantly moving away. World tree, are you crazy? Di Jiang roared, his voice extremely shrill. Like countless babies crying, Gu Qian didn't waste any words and directly detonated the destruction talisman under the ceiling talisman. Talisman, I said. The world tree is dispensable to me. Gu Qian's tone was calm. The world tree was destroyed, becoming countless pieces of world rule fragments. Di Jiang took a deep look at Gu Qian, then transformed into a white light, disappearing. This made Di Jiang need to re-examine Gu Qian. His actions were too decisive and ruthless. He was definitely someone. He destroyed even the world tree sapling so easily. He didn't feel sorry for himself, but he felt sorry for Gu Qian. Runes flowed over his body, and a large bell protected him. The original mountain range had disappeared. Only the area where the world tree had been had a ball of world rule fragments swirling around, not dissipating. Brother Gu, what a bold move, destroying even a heavenly treasure like the world tree so easily. Li Zhenhan was somewhat impressed. Gu Qian flew into the ball of world rule fragments, opened his arms, and fully activated his primordial desolate sacred body. The world tree was destroyed, but not completely destroyed. The primordial desolate sacred body frantically devoured the rule fragments, and his aura became terrifying at a speed visible to the naked eye. Li Zhenhan's eyes were filled with surprise. This is the world tree. The reason why it's precious is because it contains the power of the world's original rules, destroying the world tree body, while the power of the rules remains. My body is the primordial desolate sacred body, a physique that is compatible with the power of the world's rules. After absorbing them, it can greatly stimulate the power of the primordial desolate sacred body. Gu Qian explained. For other creatures, if the world tree's main body was still there, it could be bound to their own life essence, possessing an unspeakable vitality. And the world tree's main body could also be used as a magical treasure, with many benefits. But if the main body was destroyed, and the world rules were directly absorbed and integrated into the body, it could maximize the benefits for the primordial desolate sacred body. Of course, it was only limited to a few top physiques, such as the primordial desolate sacred body. Ordinary geniuses could not even come into contact with the world's rules. They could only stare blankly at the ball of rule fragments. So that's how it is. Li Zhenhan was somewhat amazed. Brother Gu is so knowledgeable. He even knows about a rare sacred object like the world tree so clearly. Li Zhenhan sighed. Lu Rian chuckled. He's an old monster who has lived for nearly 10,000 years. Of course he's knowledgeable. A few days later, Gu Qian integrated all of the world's original rule power contained in the world tree into his body, and behind him appeared a majestic humanoid divine being, as if walking out from the primordial era, presenting the current era. Li Zhenhan, who was protecting him, opened his eyes filled with shock. What a terrifying primordial desolate phantom. And then, a desire to fight emerged in his eyes. He didn't know if he were to fight the current Brother Gu, which of them would win or lose. Gu Qian restrained his own aura, and the primordial desolate phantom behind him gradually returned to the primordial age. He opened his eyes, and his pupils reflected a vision of the primordial desolate world. Unparalleled power filled his entire body. But Gu Qian's eyes were still calm. After all, this body was just an external incarnation. All right, it's time to start the real trials, Gu Qian said. The boundless mist concealed the alien continent. No one knew whether the mist held great opportunities or great crises. Although the left path world was mainly dominated by humans, humans were far less numerous than in the 3,000 Dao provinces. There were many different beast races. Vince was for the left path world. Therefore, large areas belonged to primitive barbarian territories. This trial, rather than being called a trial, was more like an adventure, full of unknowns. Gu Qian knew that this area bordering the western region Dao Pro, also a very primitive and desolate world, The area bordering Daosho is also a primordial wilderness for the left Dao realm, and it will become a buffer zone for the collision between the creatures of the 3000 Daosho and the left Dao realm. The 3000 Daosho treat the left Dao realm as a training ground, and the creatures of the left Dao realm were no exception. Gu Qian and his group of 4 raced all the way, encountering only mediocre opponents, nothing worthwhile. But as they went deeper, the demons they encountered grew stronger. When the 3000 Daosho first bordered the left Dao realm, many top treasures emerged. However, the left Dao realm is shrouded in mist, and treasures are sentient, so whether one encounters them depends entirely on luck. Gu Qian knew very well that this kind of place was a blessed land for the protagonist. Now, the 4 are using the magic treasure left by Li Jinhan on Xiaoling to locate him and Lin Chen. Not good. The protective magic treasure I gave to my junior sister has been triggered. My junior sister is in danger. Li Jinhan was shocked and immediately sped up. Gu Qian thought it was perfectly normal. Being around the protagonist, even a fart could be dangerous. Like a mutated toilet, dead bodies in a ghostly latrine, etc. Don't panic. Junior sister will be fine. Gu Qian comforted Li Jinhan. Being around the protagonist is indeed dangerous, but the opportunities definitely outweigh the risks. That's why Gu Qian follows behind the Son of Luck. Li Wanner's face was gloomy. She thought spring had come, and that senior brother Li could finally look at her, only to realize that it was all wishful thinking. Senior brother Li only has eyes for Xiaoling. The reason why he was good to her was also to stimulate Xiaoling. Before long, battle fluctuations came from the mist ahead. Gu Qian pulled back the frantic Li Jinhan. Don't rush. Let's take a look first. Even if you're worried about your junior sister, you need to stay calm. Don't you fucking lose your composure. Gu Qian calmed Li Jinhan down. He wouldn't let Li Jinhan rush up and solve the problem in a few moves. How else would he get any benefits? Ahead, Xiaoling and Lin Chen, along with a group of 3000 Daosho geniuses, are fighting a group of red-faced, one-horned demons to the death. The demons aren't strong individually, but they are skilled in cooperation, cunning and treacherous. Although they are demons, they each wield sharp double blades. They even know how to use weapons. These geniuses are trapped here. Some female geniuses died miserably, their breasts cut off to be the demons' appetizers. That's right, these demons even drink alcohol. They have gourds hanging from their waists. If you didn't know, you'd think they were a bunch of deformed humans. Xiaolinger's face was pale. As a woman, and a virgin, she received special attention from the demons. They were all vying to cut off Xiaolinger's breasts to use as appetizers. Lin Chen's face was grave as he kept repelling one demon after another. But there were too many demons. Over 100. And they were naturally cunning. If they didn't hit, they retreated immediately, which was really troublesome. Even in this perilous situation, Lin Chen still couldn't help but look at the cave in the distance, where a rich aroma of wine wafted out. Even just taking a sniff made him feel that his cultivation had improved. Senior brother Lin, it's too dangerous here. I have a life-saving sword talisman that can open a path. Let's retreat first. Xiaolinger's voice trembled a little. As a woman herself, seeing the breasts of those female cultivators being cut off as appetizers, she felt a sense of fear in her heart. Lin Chen's attention was still on the cave in the demon's lair. Lin Chen is indeed very strong, but his cultivation hasn't caught up, and he's no match for Yi Hao. Don't be afraid. The treasure in the cave that's emitting the aroma of wine will definitely improve our cultivation. Lin Er, I'll go grab the treasure first. You stick close to me. Lin Chen made up his mind, and silently recited the name of the nameless sword technique. The immortal sword of low-grade immortal weapon level in his hand burst out with powerful sword intent in an instant. Gu Qian, hidden in the mist, was interested. His cultivation is only at the early stage of the mortal realm, and he has already mastered the 5th level of sword intent. Li Jinhan also nodded. Although I don't like this kid, I have to admit that his talent in sword intent is indeed amazing. Then he sighed. It's a pity that his cultivation aptitude is too poor. He's over 50 and is still lingering in the early stage of the mortal realm. Lin Chen erupted, instantly killing 5 demons. He rushed towards the cave with Xiaoling. Xiaoling looked at Lin Chen wielding his sword to kill the enemy, and the fear in her eyes was dispelled a bit, replaced by admiration. Li Jinhan felt uneasy seeing this scene. In the past, junior sister would only show him this kind of look. Stick close to me. Lin Chen shouted. The power of the immortal sword in his hand became more and more amazing. Even demons in the late stage of the mortal realm could be killed with a single sword strike. Killing enemies above his level is as easy as drinking water for the protagonist. Gu Qian had been paying attention to Lin Chen's movements, wanting to know what this kid's golden finger is. Protagonists all have golden fingers. Divine weapons. Old grandpas. systems, heaven-defying backgrounds, etc. Yihao has a divine weapon and an old grandpa by his side. Lin Chen can't be seen for the time being. But one thing is certain. It's related to swords. Perhaps it's the inheritance of an ancient sword immortal. Or an unparalleled sword technique. After all, it's a sword cultivator novel. Many protagonists don't even have overly obvious golden fingers, such as the protagonist being born for the sword, possessing the ability to discern the enemy's flaws and kill them with one strike, etc. Gu Qian quickly noticed the clues. It should be an unparalleled sword technique. Gu Qian has already seen it. The sword moves that Lin Chen is using are unheard of even by him. It must be an incredibly amazing cultivation technique. An unparalleled sword technique. This is relatively easy to plunder. If his main body were here, he could directly obliterate Lin Chen. But there's no hurry. Perhaps Lin Chen can still bring him other surprises. As expected, it's a precious elixir. Lin Chen's body was filled with soaring sword intent as he reached the cave entrance. An astonishing wine aroma gushed out. As a sword cultivator from humble beginnings, Lin Chen is extremely mindful of any resource. For this, he did not hesitate to risk his life. Anyway, in the end he would be out of danger, just as Lin Chen stepped into the cave. A soul-stirring aura came from the cave. Not good. It's a great demon in the demon venerate realm. Lin Chen's face changed drastically, and he immediately retreated. 2 sharp blades slashed out from inside the cave, one heading straight for Lin Chen, and the other targeting Xiaoling. Although Xiaolinger is a proud daughter of the Xianyuan sword sect, she has long been spoiled by Li Zhenhan, and her combat experience is too lacking. Facing the sharp blades at this time, she was scared silly. Linger, use the sword talisman quickly. Lin Chen reminded loudly. Xiaolinger then came back to her senses and took out a sword talisman from her storage ring. But it was already too late. The sword talisman had only been activated halfway. The sharp blades were less than 3 meters away from Xiaoling. The energy of the protective magic treasure outside Xiaoling's body had long been exhausted. Lin Chen was incredibly conflicted and hesitant when he saw this. He had a life-saving trump card, but once he used it, it would be gone. He weighed the pros and cons, and finally decided to save Xiaoling. Anyway, with Xiaoling's identity, saving her this time will definitely give him even more treasures in return. Lin Chen's trump card is a teleportation talisman, which can instantly teleport him in front of Xiaolinger, blocking this attack for her. Presumably, he wouldn't be able to withstand it, and would be severely injured by the sharp blades, falling into Xiaolinger's arms. Finally, Xiaolinger activated the sword talisman and killed the great demon in the demon venerate realm in the cave. This way, he could have both the opportunity in the cave and Xiaolinger's heart. Of course, Lin Chen didn't think so intentionally, but it wasn't far off. But Gu Qian wouldn't let him get his wish. Just when Lin Chen activated the teleportation talisman, appearing in front of Xiaoling and preparing to miserably block this attack, Gu Qian had Li Zhenhan act. "You beast! How dare you hurt a disciple of my Xianyuan sword sect?" Li Zhenhan roared. As a genius in the strongest echelon of the 3,000 Daozhou, Li Zhenhan's strength is beyond doubt. And Li Zhenhan is also in the illusionary realm. Even if the number of these demons was 10 or 100 times more, it wouldn't be enough for him to kill by himself. The slash that was headed straight for Xiaolinger was shattered by Li Zhenhan's substantial sword intent. Lin Chen, who had just teleported in front of Xiaolinger, was dumbfounded. "No way, I just made up my mind. I didn't hesitate to use an extremely precious life-saving talisman, preparing to block this attack for Linger, but you suddenly appeared. Didn't you just ruin my hero saves the beauty plan? Even if you want to act, couldn't you wait a second?" Lin Chen was ranting crazily in his heart, but he didn't dare to say it out loud. With one move, Li Zhenhan instantly killed the great demon in the demon venerate realm in the cave. Li Wan'er also acted. As a genius of the Xianyuan sword sect, her cultivation was also in the illusionary realm. Together with Li Zhenhan, they killed all the demons in less than 5 breaths. Xiaoling looked at Li Zhenhan and Li Wan'er, the way they were working together. Especially Li Wan'er holding that immortal sword. She felt uneasy in her heart. She thought Li Zhenhan would ask her caringly if she was injured. But she never expected that Li Zhenhan would only glance at herself and Lin Chen, and then ignore them. What a rich aroma of wine. Who would have thought that these dirty alien beasts would be able to brew wine? Li Zhenhan spoke with a smile to Gu Qian. In fact, Li Zhenhan really wanted to care about Xiaoling, but Gu Qian made him restrain himself. "Try it." Gu Qian waved his hand, and drew out 4 pillars of water from the cave, which fell into 4 wine glasses respectively. The 4 of them tasted it. It was indeed good. But for the 4 of them, the medicinal properties contained in the wine were still insufficient. A disciple of a Taoist tradition who was on good terms with the Xianyuan sword sect stepped forward and cupped his hands. "Thank you for your help, Senior Brother Li. Otherwise, we would all have died in the demon's jaws today. I wonder if you could let us have a taste of the wine brewed by these demonic beasts." Li Zhenhan laughed heartily and waved his hand generously. "You're welcome. You guys were the ones who saw this place first, and you fought with these demonic beasts for so long. I just helped a little. Try the taste. As for the opportunity in the cave, you can divide it amongst yourselves. We are all of the same race. Don't fight anymore." Li Zhenhan was very casual. "Thank you, Senior Brother Li." The others were also overjoyed and clasped their hands, then headed straight into the cave. Seeing this, Xiaoling felt even more uneasy in her heart. The opportunity she had worked so hard to fight for was just a taste to her senior brother. In the past, when she followed her senior brother, she wouldn't even have looked at such opportunities. But now, Lin Chen also had a sense of loss in his heart. The opportunity that he had risked using his trump card for was not even worth taking in the eyes of Li Zhenhan and the others. Even so, he still followed the others into the cave. Others might look down on him now, but he couldn't not want it. Seeing Lin Chen like this, Xiaoling felt even more uneasy, especially when Gu Qian took out a glazed wine bottle. A heaven and earth phenomenon appeared. The rich power of the immortal source could not be dissipated. "Brother Li, the wine brewed by those alien beasts, although the taste is natural, it lacks a bit of mellowness. For us, it's still not strong enough," Gu Qian introduced. "This wine is called Carefree Drunkenness. It was given to me by my father. It's said that even experts in the Abyss realm will get drunk and fall into the carefree mortal world." At this time, the creatures in the cave, smelling the aroma of carefree drunkenness, came out to check the situation one after another. When they saw this scene, the envy and desire in their eyes were written all over their faces. "What a rich aroma of wine. It far surpasses the wine brewed by these alien beasts. Even just smelling it makes me feel like my cultivation is about to break through. I have already broken through 2 small realms." Lin Chen's eyes also showed desire. His instinct told him that if he could take a sip, that wonderful taste would definitely bring him ineffable good fortune. Xiaoling looked at Gu Qian and the other 3 drinking and chatting, her grievances reaching their peak. If it were the past, she should be among them too, instead of being like Li Waner. In the past, when she followed Li Zhenhan, no matter who she teamed up with, she was the group's favorite. They would give her priority to any good thing, because Xiaoling was the youngest, and she was also very cute. But now, she could only watch Li Zhenhan and the other 3 drinking and talking from below. She thought Li Zhenhan would still come and talk to her, or explain something, or propose to form a team and take her by his side. But Li Zhenhan's gaze only glanced at her calmly, and then he left with Gu Qian. Before leaving, Li Waner also glanced at Xiaoling, showing a sweet smile, and even nodded at Xiaoling. It was supposed to be a friendly farewell, but in Xiaoling's eyes, it was blatant provocation. It was as if she was saying, "You've been abandoned. I am Senior Brother Li's junior sister. You just follow your brother Lin and continue to suffer." Before leaving, Lu Ruyan also glanced at Xiaolinger and Lin Chen, with undisguised contempt and ridicule in her eyes. This made Xiaolinger, who was already going crazy, even more distraught, remembering how close she was to death just now, only a step away. She cried aggrievedly. Lin Chen still wanted to comfort her, but Xiaolinger told him to go away. She also accused Lin Chen, saying that she told him to leave first, that it was too dangerous here, and that he was just after some trifling gain, to put her in danger. Did he know she almost died just now? Lin Chen was also indignant in his heart. "I just risked using my life-saving trump card to save you, and you're still blaming me." And so, a rift appeared between the two of them. At the same time, Gu Qian's main body had already gone deep into the left Dao realm before the 3000 Daozhou and the left Dao realm bordered. For low-level creatures like demons, Gu Qian only needed to release a wisp of pressure to crush them into minced meat. Gu Qian did not know where Yihao's great opportunity was. He could only search based on some environmental descriptions in the original work. He needed to enter an ancient battlefield secret realm first. In the secret realm, find a green lake filled with longevity liquid, and at the bottom of the valley, there would be a chaos green lotus. Gu Qian had already searched for a long time, and had searched the memories of countless local creatures of the left Dao realm. There was still no news about the entrance to that ancient battlefield. Could it be that it hasn't opened yet? Gu Qian frowned. "Fellow Taoist Gu Qian, are you looking for something?" A female voice sounded. The person who came was Qing Yi, the saintess of the Taiyuan Holy Land. She knew very well that Gu Qian knew more information about the left Dao realm, so she had been following him all the way. Gu Qian had naturally noticed that this woman was following him. She did it deliberately. letting him be followed. Otherwise, the Left Dao realm was filled with mist of void desire, and it would be very easy to shake off a person. Originally, he had planned to shake off Qingyi after finding the entrance to the ancient secret realm. If he couldn't find it, he could only let Qingyi help. It was said that Qingyi had a bronze mirror in her hand that could reflect all things in the heavens. It was called the Sumeru Heavenly Mirror. Fellow Taoist Qingyi has followed me all the way, and couldn't hold back anymore. Gu Qian's tone was calm, unconcerned, and not surprised at all. Wasn't this your intention? When we separated a year ago, you hinted that I should follow you, Qingyi said with a chuckle. Gu Qian didn't hide it either. The Left Dao realm is too vast, searching so aimlessly. Who knows when we'll ever find it? There are many sons of luck. Maybe someone will enter the secret realm by accident on the road. Although Qingyi is also a competitor for opportunities, her character could be guaranteed. But some things still need to be made clear first. I only need the biggest opportunity. You can choose whatever is left, Gu Qian said faintly. Qingyi's beautiful eyes flickered as she made a choice. Okay, but I need to know if the opportunities you leave behind are beneficial to me. Divine artifacts. Is that enough? Qingyi was shocked. It seemed that fellow Taoist Gu Qian knew of a very extraordinary opportunity. I'm very curious. What exactly is the opportunity you have your eye on? You'll know when the time comes. Gu Qian naturally wouldn't say it in advance, to avoid disturbing people's minds. Even if Qingyi's character could be trusted, it was still hard to avoid her from changing due to greed. Qingyi's brow glowed with a faint immortal light. A treasure mirror with 9 colored rays of light appeared in front of her. Activating the Sumeru Heavenly Mirror required a drop of essence blood, and this drop of essence blood needed to contain the thoughts of the question one wanted to know. Qingyi explained. Essence blood. Gu Qian's eyes were uncertain. Essence blood was very important, and if it was controlled by others, it was equivalent to giving half of one's life to another. Qingyi smiled, as if she was observing Gu Qian's hesitation by the fact the question was so simple. Qingyi didn't urge him either. This kind of thing required mutual trust between both parties. However, Gu Qian only hesitated for a moment before forcing a drop of essence blood from his brow, which flowed with fiery, demonic essence fluctuations. Like a small sun, this made Qingyi quite surprised. She had thought that a shrewd hero like Gu Qian would hesitate again and again, or think of other ways. Do you need me to swear that I won't be detrimental to you? Qingyi asked. Gu Qian shook his head. I believe in fellow Taoist Qingyi. After all, that junior named Yi Hao just received a bottle of Shanhuang essence. And you, a saintess, protected him for it. And you weren't greedy for the treasures on him. Qingyi smiled, and her impression of Gu Qian completely changed. She took that drop of essence blood and fused it into the Sumeru Heavenly Mirror. Along with the release of 9 colored light, the nearby world seemed to be transformed into all kinds of colors, presenting countless scenes. There were divine beasts lurking in the clouds. There were mortals worshipping the gods. And there were ancient cities erupting in war. The surface of the Sumeru Heavenly Mirror rippled. Finally, it turned into several images. The first image was a deep abyss in the Left Dao realm. The second image was a sea of white bones deep in the abyss. Qingyi followed closely behind. There was no gravity at the bottom of the abyss. White bones were scattered everywhere, many of which were engraved with primitive runes. Some of them shimmered with golden light, and some bones were golden themselves. These withered bones were extraordinary beings in their lifetimes. Unsuitable bones would shatter into powder upon falling. Gu Qian had no interest in bones. Was he supposed to bring them back to make bone soup? The two swept away the ancient remains and found a damaged ancient teleportation array at the bottom. After repairing it together, they sat on the teleportation array and entered an ancient battlefield. The place was desolate, exuding a strong sense of death. The sky was devoid of stars or sun and moon. The light was dim. The land was filled with white bones, even more massive than those in the abyss. Gu Qian sensed the life force of himself in Qingyi. Countless white bones below had ghost fires burning in their eye sockets. It was extremely eerie. Qingyi let out a cry of alarm. Not far away, a 10,000 Zhang ancient dragon rose into the air, resembling the Dragon Clan. But it was vastly different from the Dragon Clan, with thick lower limb bones, short upper limbs, and a pair of giant bone wings. Gu Qian recognized it at a glance. It was a Western dragon. Not only that, there were also humans with wings. Humans with bones over 100,000 zhang tall, and humans as small as dwarves. Namely the Angel Clan, the Titan Clan, and the Dwarf Clan. If Gu Qian remembered correctly, the ancient battlefield was a foreshadowing of a future great war, meaning that the enemies of the future would be races from Western mythology. Gu Qian sneered at this. Western mythology dared to challenge Eastern mythology. Damn it. Cultivation was being suppressed here. Qingyi's expression changed, feeling her cultivation constantly being sealed by the power of the rules. Gu Qian acted, instantly obliterating all the nearby undead. In a moment, their cultivations were suppressed to the perfect stage of the concealed void realm. Fortunately, Gu Qian resolved all the undead, or it would have been a bit troublesome. Gu Qian looked unperturbed. Let's go. According to the original story, Gu Qian and Qingyi cooperated, passing through the dangers that the protagonist would encounter in the future. For the most peerless prodigies, it was fraught with danger, but for two living Earth realm powerhouses whose cultivation was suppressed, it was like having a cheat. If cultivation was not enough, use Saint Qi. If strength was lacking, use Supreme Fortune talismans. Too slow, let's explore Luo Yi's treasure. They easily breezed through, quickly reaching the depths of the secret realm. A green lake appeared in front of them, emitting an indescribable life force. Even Qingyi couldn't help but exclaim. A lake formed from the condensation of the Qi of longevity. If not for the dangers in the lake, she would have wanted to take a bath in it. Gu Qian didn't hesitate. He charged directly towards the center of the lake. There was naturally danger in the lake. It was a life form that survived from ancient times, attempting to be reborn with the help of a Chaos Azure Lotus seed. It had arranged the ancient battlefield into a trap, extracting all life essence, which eventually gathered in the lake. After a long time, the life essence transformed into the longevity elixir. Every drop was priceless, but it wasn't enough. It would open a teleportation array, allowing living beings to enter and fight with the undead, killing each other, to complete the final nourishment of the Chaos Azure Lotus. But what it didn't expect was that Gu Qian would not follow the rules, and broke in early, preparing to intercept the protagonist's good fortune. In novels, this kind of character, plotting for countless years, would ultimately become a stepping stone for the protagonist. Rather than letting the protagonist have it, I, the villain, should have it. Qingyi followed as well. She wanted to see. What was the treasure Gu Qian sought? Even divine artifacts were beneath him. What exactly was it? The visibility at the bottom of the lake was extremely low. The longevity elixir suppressed the expansion of divine senses. After a while, Qingyi sensed the fluctuations of battle. She was shocked. Gu Qian was fighting with a rotten corpse at the bottom of the lake. The corpse roared repeatedly, filled with hostility towards Gu Qian, who suddenly appeared. Gu Qian had already prepared a method to deal with the ancient corpse. With a flick of his sleeve, 365 nails emitting brilliant light flew out. They were forged from grand bright heaven gold, possessing an overwhelming restraining effect on undead creatures. In the blink of an eye, the corpse was nailed to death, instantly purified by the grand bright heaven gold nails. Gu Qian broke open its chest, and took out a flower bud flowing with golden light of creation. The Chaos Azure Lotus was not yet fully mature. It needed to wait for outside creatures to enter the ancient battlefield, battle with the undead, and trigger a war with the help of the longevity lake. Only after the deaths of a large number of creatures, and after the Chaos Azure Lotus absorbed their extraordinary factors, could it fully bloom. Although it was just a seedling, the power of creation within it far surpassed the world tree. Qingyi, seeing the Chaos Azure Lotus in Gu Qian's hand, her eyes flashed with greed, but she quickly suppressed it. She returned to the surface of the lake to absorb the longevity elixir from the lake. Seeing Qingyi leave, Gu Qian silently retracted the miniature sword from his sleeve. Gu Qian would not take away the Chaos Azure Lotus immediately, because it was not yet mature, and needed to absorb the creation factors of the prodigies from the 3,000 provinces. But it needed to be refined first, as Gu Qian still hoped to use the Chaos Azure Lotus to make Yihao and the Profound Heaven Divine Venerable completely break apart. The Chaos Azure Lotus contained an indescribable power of creation, allowing the Profound Heaven Divine Venerable to directly reshape his physical body without any effort. A Chaos Azure Lotus was far superior to all treasures. However, would Yihao choose to reshape the Profound Heaven Divine Venerable's physical body and then take away the Profound Heaven Divine Palace? Or would he seize the Chaos Azure Lotus alone and kick away the Profound Heaven Divine Venerable? After all, the preciousness of the Chaos Azure Lotus was far above that of the Profound Heaven Divine Palace. Yihao, you've already made the wrong choice once. Now I'll give you another chance to choose. Brother Tiger and my junior sister have been separated for so long. Will he be alright? Am I completely finished with my junior sister? Brother Gu, I'm panicking. Is your strategy of playing hard to get really working? Along the way, Gu Qian was annoyed to death by Li Zhenhan's simp behavior. He couldn't understand why he didn't look back at Li Hua. In Gu Qian's eyes, Li Hua was much better than Xiao Linger. She was beautiful, kind-hearted, understood the big picture, was humble, and polite. Looking at Xiao Linger, she was selfish, self-righteous, and willful, arrogant and Most importantly, Liwa wouldn't simp after Li Zhenhan like a dog, only burying her love in her heart. Seeing that Gu Qian was annoyed, Lu Rian changed the subject for him. Brother, where are we going next? Just wander around. Gu Qian didn't have a clear goal. The Zuodao realm was submerged by the mist of the void domain, and he hadn't left a mark on Yihao, so he couldn't track him. However, it wouldn't be hard to find Yihao, where the protagonist was. There would never be peace. Wherever a treasure was being snatched, Yihao would likely be nearby. As they advanced, the temperature began to rise, and the surrounding environment changed from forest to desert. The ground was baked black by the high temperature, with not a trace of green. Seeing this, Gu Qian knew they were close to Yihao. According to the original story, this was where a golden crow had fallen. The golden crow's corpse had created this scorching land, an excellent place for physical cultivation. Gu Qian immediately activated his ancient desolate saint body. Ancient desolate power flowed over his body surface, transforming the scorching heat into qi and blood to enhance his physical strength. The human race of the 3,000 provinces mainly cultivated the Tao of Law, like Lu Ruyan, who could dominate all peerless prodigies with her clear-eyed soul immortal body and an immortal pearl, not even needing to move, just sitting on the destruction black lotus. In addition to the Tao of Law, the Tao of physical cultivation was also mainstream. After all, parts of the 3,000 provinces also had ancient desolate backgrounds, with 10,000 races standing tall. Yihao cultivated both the Tao of Law and the Tao of physical cultivation, and Li Zhenhan also cultivated both the Tao of sword and the Tao of physical cultivation. As for this avatar, like Yihao, it also cultivated both the Tao of Law and the Tao of physical cultivation. So, this golden crow scorching land was beneficial for the four of them to cultivate their bodies. However, the difference was quickly apparent. Li Zhenhan's physical cultivation had reached the 5th heaven of the True Heaven realm, comparable to an expert at the Transformation True realm. He was moving the fastest. Lu Ruyan was originally at the 4th heaven of the True Heaven realm, but when she was at the ancient clan's Hall of Consciousness, Gu Qian stripped away one of her heavens, causing her to fall to the 3rd heaven of the acquired realm. Liwa was similar to Lu Ruyan. The two of them supported each other. Gu Qian's ancient desolate saint body's physical cultivation was. Fortunately, when the physical body was being molded, an ultimate treasure was integrated to enhance the physical cultivation, but it was only at the early stage of the 4th heaven. Actually, if the former Gu Kun had kept the top treasures for himself to use instead of giving them to Lu Ruyan, with the unique advantages of the ancient desolate saint body, he would have completely overwhelmed Yihao. It would have been almost impossible for Yihao to defeat Gu Kun. Now, Gu Qian's avatar had absorbed the world rules of the world tree. The ancient desolate saint body had been improved. His physical cultivation was rapidly increasing, and when he merged with the main body after this trip to the Zuodao realm, he would return an even greater source power. Brother Gu, I'll go first, to see what kind of treasures are at the core of this place. Li Zhenhan laughed loudly, and his whole body flew out like a cannonball. Gu Qian wasn't in a rush. He sealed his cultivation, using his physical body to resist the invasion of the high temperature. His flesh was scorched by the high temperature, gradually peeling off, but beneath the dead skin was a more terrifying ancient desolate body. The deepest part of the Golden Crow Forbidden Land was a saint-level treasure, the Golden Crow Saint Medicine. Not only that, earlier, when the Zuodao realm and the 3,000 provinces bordered each other, many treasures were also born on the Zuodao realm side. Scattered all over the Zuodao realm, there was a treasure, also at the saint level, that was attracted by the Golden Crow Saint Medicine and came to the Golden Crow Forbidden Land. It was a flame of the Sun True Fire. Although it was just a flame, it contained the source of the Sun True Fire, and had huge room for growth in the future. A Golden Crow Saint Medicine and a flame of the Sun True Fire, two saint-level treasures, would naturally cause a terrifying battle. And those who were qualified to participate in the competition were at least the 2nd tier of prodigies. People like Ling Chen and Xiao Linger could only look for other opportunities in the middle and outer regions of the Golden Crow Forbidden Land. A subterranean fire. Lu Ruyan raised her hand and grabbed a flame hidden in a red rock. She pulled it out. Subterranean fire was also known as Primaline True Fire. It was just an ordinary, high-level spiritual fire. Not even an immortal fire, let alone compared to the Sun True Fire. However, if one collected Primal Yan True Fire and True Yuan 3 Talents Fire, they could fuse them using True Tao secrets into 3 Yuan Immortal Fire. Buddhism called it Samadhi True Fire. And if one collected 9 3 Yuan Immortal Fires, there was a chance to fuse them into 3 Immortal Saint Fire, whose power would be above even Sun True Fire. Collect it. Maybe one day, you can really refine 3 Immortal Saint Fire, Gu Qian said with a chuckle. Lu Rian stored the subterranean fire in her dantian to nurture it. Lu Rian said, 3 immortal saint fire. I dare not hope for that. I'm only at the transformation true realm. I'll be satisfied with a 3 yuan true fire. Along the way, Gu Qian's physical cultivation had reached the late stage of the 4th heaven of the true heaven realm. The improvement was incredibly shocking. After all, the ancient desolate saint body had been purified, and the entire physical body had improved dramatically, in all aspects. In addition to the subterranean fire, Lu Rian also collected an aerial fire. She only needed 1 more 3-colored fire to try to fuse it into 3 yuan true fire. 3-colored fire was a fusion of subterranean fire and aerial fire. Too rare. However, they did encounter many other fire tribute treasures, such as crimson refined fire copper, fire crystals, and dark gold fire flood dragon spirit fruits. These were all given to Li Hua. She was relatively poor compared to Gu Qian and Lu Rian. After all, one was a young master of an ancient clan, and the other was a princess of an immortal dynasty. For Gu Qian, these treasures were not worth picking up even if they were on the ground. They were meaningless. Only the Golden Crow Saint Medicine and the Sun True Fire could move his heart. As they got closer to the core of the Golden Crow Forbidden Land, the fluctuations of battle grew more intense. The core of the Golden Crow Forbidden Land was a chain of volcanoes, and in the center was a majestic volcano over 100,000 jam tall. Within this tallest volcano was a black plant, shaped like a golden crow with wings spread, but emitting golden light. The Sun True Fire was above the Golden Crow Saint Medicine, like a great sun. Such a scene, as if an ancient myth was showing a miracle, like a true Golden Crow sacred beast, with a great sun behind it. Li Zhenhan had already joined the battle, and was standing with the original demonic dragon again. Gu Qian glanced at them and ignored them. He used the ancient immortal order to check if Yihao was nearby. Although Yihao's Qi Luck Dao pillar was suppressed by the profound heaven divine palace, Gu Qian could still see the clues at a glance. Yihao had changed his appearance again, disguised as a skinny young man. There was no other way. After the fight over the world tree, he had revealed the profound heaven divine palace, and everyone knew he had a great opportunity. That guy's here too. Does he want to intercept another treasure? Gu Qian also discovered the Qi Luck Dao pillar of Di Jian, hidden in the shadows. That slippery thing, relying on his unmatched speed, always snatched the treasure at the last moment. But this time, Gu Qian sneered. Yihao was annoyed. Not only had he failed to get the world tree, but he had also exposed the secrets on his body. His hatred for the ancient clan was even stronger. He was wandering on the periphery of the battlefield. As for the Golden Crow Saint Medicine and the Sun True Fire, Yihao had originally thought that Gu Qin and Lu Rian had also come when Li Zhenhan appeared. Fortunately, they had not shown up in a long while. The profound heaven divine palace had already used its secret technique once. If he used it again, he would only be able to flee urgently. It wouldn't be so easy to rise again. So, if it could be avoided, Yihao didn't want to run into Gu Qin and the others. He still hoped to get a big opportunity in the alien continent. In the depths of his being, there was a strange feeling, as if something was calling out to him. The last time this feeling appeared, Yihao obtained the profound heaven divine palace. So he was looking forward to what kind of treasure it would be this time. Damn it, that couple really came. Yihao cursed under his breath. Gu Qian's group joined the fight for the treasures. It was a good opportunity to test the strength of his avatar. Gu Qian looked around, and found that in this battle for treasures, there were many ancient clan disciples, led by the second most powerful ancient clan prodigy, Gu Xian, who was the female who had sneered at Gu Qian in the Western Domain province. She was from Gui's branch, very strong, among the top tier, and one of the best. She looked down on Gu Qian, or rather Gu Qin, the dignified young master of the ancient clan, who even possessed the ancient desolate saint body, had fallen to being a dog under Lu Rian's skirt. She didn't accept such a young master. Her opponent was a purple-robed young man, who was the young palace master of the boundless immortal palace. His status was equal to the young master of the ancient clan. They were both from supreme orthodoxies, and he was a very strong existence among the supreme orthodoxies. The young palace master was also terrifyingly strong, in the same tier as Lu Rian, and even stronger than Li Zhenhan. He didn't even care about the battle between Gu Xian and Kong Fan. Your ancient clan has produced a piece of trash with the ancient desolate saint body. But unfortunately, he lost to a woman. You're not my match. If I were you, I would tuck my tail and run. The young palace master of the boundless immortal palace, Kong Fan, said calmly. With a hint of impatience, the ancient clan and the boundless immortal palace were enemies. If Gu Xian was courting death, he wouldn't mind killing her. Unfortunately, if Gu Qin was his opponent, that would have been better. Killing the young master of the ancient clan could greatly increase his fame and severely suppress the ancient clan's arrogance. Gu Xian bit her silver teeth, holding a golden spear, which was condensed from a top-tier immortal fire, burning with raging flames. "Don't look down on me," Gu Xian, holding her spear, charged again, courting death. Kong Fan's eyes turned cold, and he unleashed a fierce killing intent. Retracting the holy weapon halberd in his hand, he took the golden bow and arrow from behind, and drew the bow and knocked the arrow. In an instant, a golden god appeared behind Kong Fan, also in a drawing the bow posture, causing the nearby creatures to feel a tightness in their hearts, as if they were being targeted by a primeval ferocious god. And Gu Xian, who was being locked onto, looked pale, her internal organs clenched by an unknown force, and the hair on her whole body stood on end, seemingly about to be shot to death at the next moment. Another ancient holy weapon, Gu Xian thought bitterly in her heart. The gap between her and her opponent was too great, not in terms of strength, but in terms of foundation. Her strongest magical treasure was only a few great immortal artifacts and an immortal fire, but the other party casually took out 2 holy weapons, with extremely unusual origins. She could only blame the fact that the best resources of the ancient clan were given by Gu Qian to Gu Kun. If Gu Kun had used them himself, then it would be understandable. He would be able to take responsibility for the other ancient clan disciples. But Gu Xian hated the clan leader's favoritism, hated the clan's unfairness, and hated the foolishness of the young master. She thought that the ancient clan was the strongest in the 3,000 provinces, a supreme orthodoxy. But in the battle for treasures, they didn't even have the qualifications to reach the end.